Now in this question, it is given that if n minus 1 CR ratio, NCR again ratio, n plus 1 CR is 6 ratio 9 ratio 13, then we have to find n and r both. Okay. So what we can write it? We can write it this as, now let n minus 1 CR ratio NCR is equal to 6 ratio 9 and NCR ratio n plus 1 CR is equal to 9 ratio 13. Okay. You wish it as you wish. You can write it n minus 1 CR ratio NCR is equal to 6 ratio 9. And then you can write it n minus 1 CR ratio n plus 1 CR is 6 ratio 13. You can solve that also. Okay. So now let's solve it. Now, n minus 1 factorial upon r factorial, n minus 1 minus r factorial ratio n factorial upon r factorial n minus r factorial is equal to 6 ratio 9. N minus 1 factorial upon r factorial n minus 1 minus r factorial with r factorial n minus r factorial upon n factorial is equal to 6 upon 9. Okay. Now this becomes n minus 1 factorial upon r factorial n minus 1 minus r factorial. Now for this term, this side, now r factorial as it is, n minus r and n minus r minus 1 factor, so that we can get this term upon n times n minus 1 factorial. This is equal to 6 upon 9. Now just look what are the terms which we can cancel. Now we can cancel this with this one, r factorial with r factorial, n minus 1 minus r factorial with n minus 1 minus r factorial. So we are left with now 9 times n minus r is equal to 6 times n. 9n minus 9r is equal to 6n. 3n is equal to 9r. Okay. And we can write it n is equal to 3r. Let this be the one part. Now solving the second one. NCR ratio n plus 1 CR is equal to 9 ratio 30. N factorial upon r factorial n minus r factorial times r factorial n plus 1 minus r factorial upon n plus 1 factorial is equal to 9 upon 30. Okay. Now here n plus 1 is more, so we are having n factorial upon r factorial as it is, n minus r factorial times r factorial n plus 1 minus r and n minus r factorial. Subtracting 1 from here, 1 and 1 cancels, so n minus r factorial upon n plus 1 as it is and n factorial is 9 by 13. Now check it, what is left. This cancels with n factorial, r cancels with this one, n minus r with this one. Okay. So we are left with now 13 times n plus 1 minus r is equal to 9 times n plus 1. 13n plus 13 minus 13r is equal to 9n plus 9. Now this becomes 4n is equal to, now 9n comes this side, 4n is equal to 13r minus 4. 13 goes that side, 9 minus 13, that is negative of 4. Okay. Now substituting n is equal to, from here n is equal to 3r, let this be equation 2. In equation 2 we get 4 times it is 3r is equal to 13r minus 4, r is equal to 4. And putting r is equal to 4 in equation 1, we get n is equal to 12. Hence, n is equal to 12, r is equal to 4 is the answer.